Welcome to day 11 of Advent of Vim 2025. Today we're going to talk about undo, redo, and time travel. If that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. But first again, a little shout out here. Special thanks go out to my YouTube channel members, which you can see here, my YouTube super chatters and super thankers, and my GitHub sponsors. Thank you all so much. Hi, my name is Marco. Let's get started. This is Santa's workshop annual budget, and let's make some changes here. Let's say we wanted to get rid of these elf wages here. But then again, probably we should pay them, right? So to undo the last change you made, you can simply hit U and the line reappeared here. Let's delete a few lines more here. Maybe this and also one of those here. And you can also use a count with the U command, of course. For example, to undo our last 3 changes we made here, just type 3U and last 3 changes are gone. But if we changed our mind again and wanted to go through with the changes we made before, we can also redo them. So hit ctrl-r to redo last undo. This also takes account, so 2 ctrl-r redos the last 2 undos. Now let's make a few separate changes here in this line. So for example, let's uppercase this word here. Let's delete this word here, and I don't know, let's increase these numbers and jump back to the beginning here and write something that doesn't belong here. Now we've made a few changes to the same line. So now if I press lowercase u again, I will undo the this doesn't belong here insertion. But we can also hit capital U, and capital U undoes all the changes you did to a line. But notice one thing, you can't redo this undo. So if I press Ctrl-R now, it says already a new change. This is a little caveat that you should know of when you're using capital U to undo all the changes you made in one line. So far, we've only covered the undo and redo basics of Vim. I want to show you something more. And I recorded this already before, but I managed to not record any audio, so I have to do this all again. So yeah, little pre-Christmas present for me today. So let's start here. So we've got this North Pole workshop changelog here. So first of all, let me show you one new command. Let me show you the undo list command. It says nothing to undo because we didn't do anything in this file yet. So let's jump down 4 lines here and add a new line. And let's say we would add feature 1 or feature A. Let's say feature A. Escape out of that so that we got a change that is undoable. Let's do undo list again. And now we see we have this table here. We have a number column, a changes column, and a when column, and also a saved column. So what this means exactly, we will see a little bit later. But for now, just remember these few columns here, and we just have one line here with some entries here. So let's make another change here. Let's add feature B. Escape out. Do the undo list again. And now there's still one line here, but the numbers have changed. We are on number 2, and we have changes to number 2 increased. Also, the when thing also updated, and saved is still nothing. Now let's suppose we wanted to undo this and look at the undo list again. Still the same entry as before. Now let's do something else though. Let's add another thing here. After we've undone feature B, we will add feature C here. And let's look at the undo list again. Now we suddenly have 2 lines in here. So this is the one we've already had before. Now we've got this new one. The number is increased by 1. It still has 2 changes. Also the when column is different. What does that mean? What can we do with this? Let's see. Now if we hit U to undo this and Ctrl-R to redo this, we get feature C again. So if you would have a straight line of changes, undos, and redos, you wouldn't be able to go back to having feature B back here, just through undo and redo, right? So we've undone feature B, and then we added feature C, so feature B would be lost. But Vim actually tracks changes in branches. So what we could do now here is G-, and we would switch to another branch here, or redo feature B here. So if we undo now, we get back to feature A. If we redo it now again, we would get feature B. And if I hit redo again, it says already a newest change. Now I can switch back to the other branch also with G+. And suddenly feature C is there again. I could undo this again also, and I can redo this. And if I hit redo again, we see we are already at the newest change. And in the undo list, there should still be the 2 entries here. It hasn't changed basically, only that this is not relative anymore, but absolute because it's a little bit further in the past right now. So before I go on explaining, please like the video, hype the video, subscribe to my channel, use the membership options or use any other form of donations that are linked below, like GitHub sponsors. These are the best ways to help me to put more time into this channel in the future. To find out more about this feature, let's open the help for undo list. If I can type, there you see a little more of an explanation here, what these columns mean, and also that, let's scroll up a bit, that we've got undo branches here, and not just a single line of undo redo. That's basically what I said before. And here you can actually see what the explanation of these columns is. This is basically the change number. This is the number of changes to the leaf in the branch here. Each entry is a branch here, each line is a branch, and when is self-explanatory. And the saved column specifies if this change was written to disk. You can actually manage to create an undo file in the config. So if you want to know more about the save option, you can hit up the options help file and search for undo file from the undo file option. By default, it's turned off. So this basically means you can have the undo and redo list persisted into a file. And now I want to show you something else that's really cool. Maybe you already saw it in the help file before, but let's just see it in practice. So let's do the undo list again here. And you see there's a specific time to each of those things here, right? So you cannot only go back change by change and switch between these branches, but you can also do something that's time-based. You can, for example, say earlier, and then you can give this some minutes or seconds or hours or even days. So let's go back to the state in the beginning here. I think 15 minutes should be okay to get back to the file before we started recording here. Now we see we are at the state we were at when we just opened the file. We can also go to a later place, like let's say later 10 minutes. Now we're back at the state we were before rolling back the changes. So we were not working very long in this file, right? But you can see how this can be useful if you work longer time on the file and maybe don't use Git to track your changes or didn't commit in the time in between and want to go back to a state where you know where it worked. So you go back earlier 1 hour and then you are right at the state where it worked. There are also plugins that help you with the undo things here. So this is undo tree. I haven't used this personally, but you can see here's a nice visualization of the trees and the leaves and the changes here and the timestamps when these happened. So maybe you want to check that out. It's under MBBill undo tree. There are probably other undo plugins here as well for Vim and neovim. I haven't tried any of those. I just wanted to let you know about them. So I hope this time the recording worked. Thank you so much for watching. Again, you know all the things that would help me if you want to do them. So I hope this time the recording actually worked with audio as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for staying until the end here. I hope you'll be here again tomorrow. See you around and take care.